Now, folks, before we get too far along here tonight, there's something we got to talk about. Everybody knows what it is. It's in the air. It's in the city.
There's Princess Leia is with us today on Kidding Around. And Mark Hamill, oh, and that very special guy, of course, Luke Skywalker. Are you going to give it to Darth Vader this time? Is he going to get his?
Well, Darth got away. He escaped the battle of the Death Star. The rebels have gone away and regrouped. And Darth Vader has sent probe robots all over the galaxy searching for us.
Yeah, the fade up into modern-day New York. Although that would be a really funny fish out of water story, like him just trying to use an elevator and wacky hijinks, taxi cab drivers.
Monstrous.
Like dinosaurs.
Like dinosaurs, yeah, metal dinosaurs.
Did it take a long time to do that?
Well...
In terms of Carrie, she was one of a kind, she was hilarious, she was exasperating. She used to drive me crazy like a real sister. Oh, you're so selfish and self-involved, you know. She'd give me the finger and we'd call it a day. But she could also make you feel like the most important person in the world. And I had a crush on her that lasted from the time she was 19 until we finished making The Last Jedi. It never went away.
When I found you,
damn, it feels good to be a gangster.
I saw raw, untamed power. And beyond that, something truly special.
It's a huge, massive movie, and it's got all the thrills and big set pieces, but it also has room for real human stuff.
I do have to say, I laughed watching it last night because we've been doing interviews together. I'm listening to these kinds of questions. Just the acting you have to do in the cockpit is crazy. Making all those moments real is amazing.
I came into it just wanting to make a good Star Wars movie and wanting to take these characters that were created so, you know, brilliantly, I thought, in the first movie and honestly figure out, okay, where does it make sense for them to go next?
What do you see? Light. Darkness. Balance.
That was always the point. I mean, you know, the fact that the bad guys are clearly in a have a very fascist look about them, and you know, and unfortunately now you see a rise of that kind of talk again. It's kind of quasi-fascism that's happening, isolationism and nationalism that comes from fear, and as Yoda told us, fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to the suffering.
Fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to suffering.
Ready to roll?
Again, I wasn't listening. What is it?
This is the best technique in the world.
Exactly.
Then it's just usually a blue screen, and they mat in, or put a piece of film over later with the stars on it. So we never see that till we see the film. We see the film like an audience, just like anybody.
Finally tonight, Carrie Fisher in her own words.
The parts where I'm in it are distressing. The parts where I'm in it.
We're meeting every place. We're doing incredibly national.
The parts where I'm in it are distressing.
Every place. We're meeting every place. We're doing incredibly national.
Don't really know.
Yeah.
Riding around town, drop top Benz and switches in my black suit. I gangsta ass niggas.
The parts where I'm in it are distressing.